Kia ora, I'm Sensei Tuari Dawson from the Yamabushi Dojo, and this is Chair Training 1. The basic concept is a way of expanding upon the theme of Hojo Undo. In Okinawan Karate, Hojo Undo is the supplemental training utilizing various training implements, which we'll touch on in other videos. But the basic premise that I've come up with here is that you're using what's generally around. Now, I do a little bit of traveling, and so I wanted to develop a training that I could do anywhere that wasn't dependent upon space or equipment. So this is suitable for your personal training or for a class situation. So in this first instance, I'm just lifting my feet off the floor and just doing the old rotation of the ankles, pressing forward, hands and forearms on the outside, or rather the inside of the thighs, just pressing back to give a little bit of stretch to the groin, moving further on the chair, and again a little further, using a little more body weight just to begin to stretch. Remember, it's a maintenance stretch as opposed to flexibility at this point anyway. If moving right to the edge of the chair, take the chair away and be practicing a good shikodachi. So again down, pressing back, and you can see I'm just demonstrating where those stances fit into Goju Kata. Really good exercise for someone who's perhaps had impact injuries on the knees. A nice way to just slowly warm the body up. Okay, so here basically warming up the hammies and the Achilles, just nice gentle stretch. Prior to this, I've done some light aerobic activity, just a short run for maybe 10-15 minutes. So I haven't gone into it completely cold. It's important to make sure that your core temperature is at a point where you're not going to pull muscles needlessly, which is a real pain in the A when that happens. Okay, so here again, bringing the leg up, just again a groin stretch. We all know how important the groin is in martial arts. Keeping the head and body aligned as much as possible. And just taking the time, remember, just warming those muscles gradually. And again, same on the other side. So it's really important to account for, sometimes we're a little more flexible on one side than the other, so it might require a little bit longer in terms of duration of the stretch. Again, down and stretching the hamstrings. Okay, so removing the chair, doing the other side. It's really important to try and keep an even, fluid movement through these stretches. Well, at least that's what I try to do. I know for me it helps when you're working with students who perhaps are not as flexible as you'd like, just to warm basic muscle groups. So here, just dropping the shoulders, the knees are flat, so somewhat of a groin stretch and a shoulder stretch. As we get further into the presentation and do a little more do some more advanced drills and chair workout too, you'll see why these exercises are really about building. Okay, so pushing back and coming forward and head up and back again and down for the shoulders and through. So here I've had back problems for a number of years, which is a hereditary thing, so I always think it's really important to take time to warm up, especially the lower back, as it can be a problem area for a lot of martial artists. Okay, now just a simple groin stretch, and you can see that I have my hands on the inside of the chair. It's not important that you have this particular type of chair, but you want something reasonably kind of sturdy. This is just a plastic chair that I have around the dojo that I use for, if we have guests and so on in the dojo, nice place to sit, but also a really good training aid. So just holding the stretch staying nice and relaxed, not going too hard, and moving to the side. So now the foot's going to come up and just sit on the chair. Now, this is not a necessary one, it's one that I particularly like to do because, as I said, I like to keep my hamstrings reasonably loose. So it's just really simple. It can be quite difficult if you have a knee injury in the other leg, but it's a nice one to do just when you're in that limbering up stage. Probably not one you do straight out first time stretching. Certainly not cold. Okay. Right, so moving up again, hands in and down and back, shoulders, and watch my feet just come in. And again, that nice back stretch, lower back stretch. So I like to hold these stretches anywhere between 10 to 30 seconds, depending. Some people may prefer longer, and probably people do think longer than here. I think it's important to build up slowly. So now we've gone from a static stretch to an active stretch. So just swinging now. I'm coming up. Mai kiagi, hizagiri, pointing the toe. So I'm not trying to force myself to kick the ceiling. I pride myself on being reasonably flexible, but I've found that if I go too hard, too fast, just probably like you, I tend to pull muscle. So just a nice, gentle swinging motion, swapping to the other side. So again, coming up, nice and relaxed. Hizagiri, mai kiagi. Hizagiri, mai kiagi. And that's pretty self-explanatory. Okay, from here now, what I'm going to do is I go back and kick the mat, make sure that the mat's not falling apart on me. And just coming up very simply with mai giri. It's neat. So you can clearly see what I'm attempting to do is work on chamber. So the knee comes up and over the chair. And this is just a small point too. It's really important when you do this, especially with beginners or lower grades or people who are not completely confident kicking, don't use a steel chair. Because, take it from me, catching your toes on it can be very, very painful. Okay, just going to the other side. Now remember, I'm trying to chamber my knee up and over the base of the chair. So I'm not kicking with any real speed. Just nice, I'm trying to get the motion as smooth as is possible and not try to strain it or snap it, because it's literally what can happen if you're going too hard. So just pick up the pace as you feel a little more confident and stay with it too. What you want to do too is bring the chair a little bit closer to your groin sometimes, just so it's a little more of a challenge as well. Okay, so sitting back down, nice and relaxed. Okay, again going back to those static stretches. Groin stretch, taking time to really warm those muscles. And you can go back and forth any way that you like. Here, pointing the toes and making sure that I'm nice and limber. So we're coming back now to another stretch which I like, which is a side stretch, foot up. Good for the mai giri. It's important as a warm down exercise as well, or a transitional stretch. So just taking time, nice and relaxed. Now, a lot of these exercises, because I haven't wanted to bore you to tears, I've shortened the actual routine, the time that I would actually hold it, because I'm sure you have better things to do with your day than watch me hold a stretch for 10 minutes. So as you can see, what I'm trying to do also is try and keep a good alignment. What happens is people, when they do these sort of stretches, they like to drop their knee down, which is poor technique really. So here again, just utilizing, it's very light, the chair is very light as you can imagine, just using just a small motion again, not locking the knees out, just to work on your shikudachi. So this was a little bit of an introduction into using Hojo Undo, using what's around, using the chair. I hope you enjoyed. Please stay tuned for the second part of the series and the third. Lots of kicks, lots of fun.